Desktop DTF printers. An easy way to Etsy millions? Or a money pit where you'll burn thousands? Let's find out. Good morning, I'm Jamie from One Click Print, where we help UK startups and print shops get professional about DTF printing without any of the usual headaches. Today we're going to be talking about those desktop DTF printers that you've probably seen all over YouTube, Facebook and TikTok. By the end of this video, you'll know if these hobby-grade DTF printers are right for you, or if there's a smarter option that's going to save you time, money and stress. They're marketed as perfect for beginners. They don't need much space, they don't need any special skills, things like ventilation. The price can look tempting and the ads make it sound like you're going to be running a six-figure Etsy shop by next Tuesday. And you think, hey, this is maybe how I start my t-shirt empire. Well, they do sound appealing, so let's take a look at two of them.
Do that all the way out till that clears.
So one thing to point out there, that print is still going to be very wet. So if they catch that, or if they scuff that, then if you've got a job of maybe, 100 shirts to do, it's going to take you all day.
Be careful.
All
so
right.
you're gonna place it down perfect. Yep, with the ink and the powder side facing up. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the fume extractor. Go ahead and lower the handle. And since I'm on this side, I'm gonna go ahead and start the time. Go ahead and be ready for your transfer. Position it right there.
I mean, that's an A4 print. It's just too small.
No, it gets lost in the shirt, though.
It is way too small. You need an A3 print to fill a shirt like that. If that's going to be a big, full-size print, that you buy online or you buy in a shop,
Yeah.
it's got to be bigger than A4. Maybe for
That printer doesn't have the width for that.
No, it doesn't. It's only the A4 one. It's a modified Epson L800, I think, printer. So it's just a modified printer. It's a desktop printer, right?
In the center. And usually I like to go out 3 or 4 fingers below the neckline.
I bet you do.
Okay.
Right there. Yep. Perfect. Let's go ahead and just find a corner and rip it off.
Whoosh.
Yeah. So
Oh.
DTF, it is.
Oh.
Interesting. I don't think clean is the right word.
No, see the white there is not white, it's patchy, the colours are dull. If we sent this out to a customer, they would complain. I don't think this is a quality, I don't think this is a quality that you can sell. I mean, maybe if you're doing it for your home use and, you're happy with that, that's fine. Maybe if you're going to print onto dark shirts where the white is not so important, if you're going to print onto light shirts.
I know what you meant. I know what you meant.
If you're going to print onto light shirts and the white wasn't so important, maybe, but that is just not enough white ink.
That is not enough. Not in the slightest. I would not be happy with that.
No. Maybe it's a settings thing, maybe it's a hardware limitation, but yeah, that is not great.
Yeah. And you were able to nail it on your very first try.
Yeah, I mean, I have a great teacher.
Oh, thank you.
You know what you can actually do? You can compare the white on the Bless press with the white on the lady's shirt, and you can see the difference. So yeah, that's not white. That's for the bin.
I would agree with you on that.
Thank you. Now, for more directive film products, including heat presses, printers, and lots.
Right. So let's look at the next one. So this is a Pro-colored A3 printer. So it's still a modified desktop printer, but rather than being A4 like the last one, this is A3 width. So this can do 12 inches wide, approximately, 30 centimeters.
Oh, there's another one. I'll let you guys name this one. Let me know in the comments.
So if you see that printer, you actually see the same chassis, but without the panda eyes online. These are widely available. These are one of the most common hobby level, hobby grade DTF machines out there. So yeah, readily available. Again, that's a single head. On a pro level machine, you need twice as many white channels as that. So this is either going to be slow or it's going to have that same very, very wishy-washy white that the last printer did.
Or maybe both.
Or maybe both.
We'll find out.
Now the complicated part, I feel like it's gonna be this part, adding the ink to the printer. The box comes with cyan, magenta, yellow, black, white.
I priced it up. I looked on the Pro-colored website. For 1 litre of ink, 357 quid. for 1 litre of ink. That's ridiculous.
So if you can notice, there's air in these lines. So we need to replace all the air with the ink. So we're gonna start with the lightest colors, which is white. So all you gotta do is just pull this up. All right, so we're gonna stick the needle in here, and we're gonna pull the syringe back slowly. Look at the ink coming in here, okay? Looks like we're good. Ooh. Now, all we gotta do is just throw in all that extra ink back in here. Our goal is to fill this circle in here.
At £350 a litre, I'd put it back in there as well.
Look at that ink come up. This is where everything went downhill. I couldn't get the printer to work. It was a bit frustrating because I wanted to make an educational video, but then I came to my senses and realized, how can I teach something that I really don't know? So
that went well. So couldn't get it working. Yes. That's the advantage of having an installation engineer and some training rather than just a USB drive with some instructions on.
I called it a day and went back to do more research. All right, let's talk numbers. So the printer's not that cheap. It's around $3,300.
Right, this gent is looking at some US pricing, and that's quite understandable. But we're over here in the UK, so let's look at some UK pricing from the actual manufacturer's website. So the A4 machine, including oven, comes in at £1,899. The larger A3 machine, and this is the one that I think you really do need if you're planning to do full-size t-shirt prints, because the A4 just will not cut it. The A3 machine comes in at £2,699, including oven. So let's have a look at the print costs. And the manufacturer is being a little bit cheeky here because they're quoting A4 print sizes on an A3 machine. So we're gonna have to double those costs. So let's start off 45 cents ink, 60 cents for the film, 6 cents for the powder. That gives us $1.11 plus wastage. That gives us $1.27. Double that to A3, you have $2.54. Now, if we convert that from US dollars to pounds, it takes us to around about £1.95. 6 per hour at £15 per hour labour costs is £2.50 each in labour. Now, that's £4.50 for each A3 print. Let's be generous and say that your average print is a bit smaller and put it at £4. £4 a print, that's a lot of money. I've been running a printing company for 20 years now, and watching these videos, straight away, there's some red flags popping up. Here's the problem. These printers are slow. They can take 5 to 10 minutes per print, and you've got to be involved every step of the way. You have to be with them, you have to be working them, you have to have all of your attention focused on them. That's an issue. The process is messy. You're manually taking a wet print, putting adhesive powder on there by hand, putting it in an oven, and hoping for the best. It's not ideal. And these desktop printheads, they're not designed for white ink or any sort of hard work. They're designed for printing a few photos every now and then. Speak to anyone who, like us, spent time running them modified to be sublimation printers or DTG printers. They clog, they break, they need more maintenance than an old Fiat Punto, and time's money. You know, if your machine's down, you're not earning. And all that money you think you're saving, gone. Ink, film, powder, wasted along with your time. So if these desktop DTF printers are looking a little bit shaky, what are the other options? Well, first up, you could buy your prints from a DTF trade printer. If you order before lunchtime, they're usually with you next working day. In this case, you've got no machine cost at all. You've got no maintenance. You've got no space required. You don't need any of the skills with regards to running the machines. And to be honest, with print costs being so high on these desktop printers, it can actually work out cheaper. On the downside, you have to wait. You know, your print is not with you right away. You either have to go and collect it or wait until it's being delivered. And trade printing is a lot more expensive than running a professional grade machine. A huge amount. Second option is you could actually buy your own production grade machine. I mean, these are a huge step up from the desktop printers, and the massive cost savings to anyone that is using more than 2 to 3 meters of DTF printing per day. And you also get new revenue streams. You can actually sell the trade print, so you can become a trade printer yourself. And these production grade machines, they run themselves. You know, you set print and then whoop, 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 it goes through, it'll be putting the adhesive on there, it'll be curing it, and out pops finished prints. You can be pressing, you can be dealing with customer queries, you can be setting up artwork, you can be doing other things whilst the machine does the work for you. And of course, your prints are there immediately. You don't have to wait for delivery, you don't have to go and collect them from a trade printer. But these professional grade machines are an investment, perhaps less than you think, but you do need to put some cash down to get one of these machines. You do need the space to be able to fit it into wherever you're working. Again, perhaps less than you think, but you still do need space. And lastly, yeah, it's a bit more work than just getting the trade printing done. Can I think of a situation where a desktop grade DTF printer is the right choice? Honestly, no. No, I can't. There's still an investment of thousands and thousands of pounds, and those desktop printheads, they're just not designed for doing the DTF work. You will have problems. If you're only using a little bit of DTF or maybe just dipping your toe in the water, use a trade printer. You know, you can save yourself all the risk and all the cash. Use a trade printer. It will work out cheaper than an unreliable desktop machine, 100% guaranteed. If you're using more DTF, get a production quality machine, get a production grade unit. They're not as expensive as you think, but you do need to go specifically for ones with Epson i1600 or i3200 printheads. Those are the current production grade printheads. Save yourself some trouble and get those. But what do you think? Are these desktop DTF printers actually amazing? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks a lot. Happy printing.